Jai Shri Gurudev. Welcome to chemistry online classes. So today we are going to continue, that is concentration of ores. That is fourth method is froth production or oil production method. So this is very important. This question has already asked for 2 marks in examination. Okay. Write a note on froth production process or oil production process. Okay. This method is used for the concentration of sulfide ores. This method is used for the concentration of sulfide ores. If it is asked for 1 mark, so which ores are concentrated by froth production method or oil production method, you should have to write sulfide ores. Sulfide ores. This method is used for the concentration of sulfide ores. For example, sulfide ores of copper, zinc and lead are separated by froth production method. Sulfide ores of copper, zinc and lead, ZnS, PbS, Cu2s are separated by froth production method. In this method, the powdered ore is mixed with water. In this method, the powdered ore is mixed with water to form suspension. Or it is also called as pulp. The powdered ore is mixed with water in a tank to form suspension or pulp. To this suspension, collectors, this is important, to this suspension, collectors such as pine oil, eucalyptus oil, sodium ethyl xanthate, etc. are added to it. To this suspension, collectors such as pine oil, creosote oil, eucalyptus oil, you can also add creosote oil, eucalyptus oil, sodium ethyl xanthate, etc. are added to it, and froth stabilizers such as creosotes, aniline, etc. are added to it. And froth stabilizers such as creosotes, aniline, etc. are added to it. What is the role of collectors in froth production process? So this has been already asked in CET examination for 1 mark. So what is the role of collectors? So collectors enhance the non-wettability of mineral ore particles. Collectors enhance the non-wettability of mineral ore particles. Okay. Collectors enhance the non-wettability of mineral ore particles, whereas froth stabilizers such as creosotes, aniline, etc. stabilizes the froth. This will stabilize the froth. Okay. So what is the role of collectors? You get the answer. So that is, it will enhance the non-wettability of mineral ore particles, whereas froth stabilizes the froth. Okay. The mixture is stirred by using a rotating paddle. The mixture is stirred by using a rotating paddle which draws the air in it. As soon as the air enters into the mixture, so the mineral ore particles are wetted by oil, whereas the ore particles are wetted by oil, whereas the gangue particles are wetted by water. The gangue particles are wetted by water and the ore particles are wetted by oil. Here the ore particles become lighter and gangue particles become heavier. Gangue particles becomes heavier and the ore particles becomes lighter. Therefore, froth is formed. Okay. So the mixture is stirred by using rotating paddle which draws the air in it and stirs the pulp. So therefore, the ore particles are wetted by oil and the gangue particles are wetted by water. So okay, the mineral ore particles rises up and forms a froth. The mineral ore particle rises up and forms a froth. Whereas the gangue particles, being heavier, settles down at the bottom. The heavier ore particle, gangue particles, settles down or sinks down to the bottom, whereas the mineral ore particles rises and collects at the top of the tank. Top of the tank. So this is about, that is froth production. Sometimes it is used to, sometimes if two sulfide ores are used, so in order to separate, two sulfide ores, such as lead sulfide and zinc sulfide. Sometimes if two sulfide ores are used, so therefore we should have to separate two sulfide ores by using, that is depressants. By using depressants, or it is also called as activators. Okay, activators are, depressants are used. So depressants or activators are used by adjusting the proportion of oil to water. Or by using a suitable depressant such as sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide are used. Sometimes if two sulfide ores are used in froth production process, therefore two sulfide ores are separated by adjusting the proportion of oil to water or by adding a suitable depressant or activator such as sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. So two sulfide ores containing zinc sulfide and lead sulfide are taken and depressants such as sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide is added to it. Therefore, sodium cyanide depressants prevent zinc sulfide, that is depressants. So sodium cyanide prevents zinc sulfide to come with the froth and prevents only and allows only lead sulfide to come along with the froth. Zinc sulfide being lighter, reacts with sodium cyanide and forms a complex. That complex is ZnS plus 4 NaCN gives rise to Na2 ZnCl4. ZnCl4 plus Na2. Okay. Here, zinc sulfide is lighter, whereas lead sulfide is heavier. Therefore, it is used to separate two sulfide ores by adding a suitable depressant, that is sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. So sodium cyanide selectively combines with zinc sulfide not to come with the froth, but allows only lead sulfide to come along with the froth. So zinc sulfide being lighter, reacts with the depressant sodium cyanide to form a soluble complex. That complex is sodium tetracyanozincate. Sodium tetracyanozincate. This is the complex. So this is about froth production or oil production method. Okay. This method is used for the concentration of sulfide ores. For example, sulfide ores of copper, zinc and lead are separated by froth production method. Okay. In this method, the powdered ore is mixed with water to form suspension or pulp. So to this suspension, collectors such as pine oil, eucalyptus oil, creosote, sodium ethyl xanthate, etc. and froth stabilizers such as cresol, aniline, etc. are added to it. Collectors enhances the non-wettability of mineral ore particles, whereas froth stabilizes the froth. Okay. The mixture is stirred by using a rotating paddle. The mixture is stirred by using a rotating paddle which draws the air in it. Therefore, the ore particles are wetted by oil and the gangue particles are wetted by water, because the ore particles becomes lighter whereas the gangue particles becomes heavier. The mineral ore particles forms the froth and rises at the top of the tank, whereas the gangue particles being heavier sinks down to the bottom. Sometimes it is possible to separate two sulfide ores. By adjusting the proportion of oil to water or by adding a suitable depressants or activators such as sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. Okay, so lead sulfide and zinc sulfide are separated by using depressants sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. In this, zinc sulfide being lighter, so combines with sodium cyanide to form a soluble complex, whereas lead sulfide being heavier, so rises up at the top of the tank. Therefore, zinc sulfide being lighter becomes a heavier and sinks down to the bottom, whereas the lead sulfide being heavier ore particles becomes lighter by treating with sodium cyanide depressants and forms the mineral ore particles. Okay, so this is about the froth production process. So question, 1 mark question is also asked in the examination. So name the depressant used to separate two sulfide ores, that is lead sulfide and zinc sulfide. You should have to write sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide. What is the role of depressants? So it selectively reacts with two sulfide ores to come along with the froth, and another one not to come with the froth. So selectively prevent the zinc sulfide to form the froth. It allows only lead sulfide to come along with the froth by adjusting the ratio of proportion of oil to water or by adding a suitable depressant, that is sodium cyanide. So this is about the concentration of ores. So next is fifth one is chemical methods. So these are all physical methods, that is gravity separation method or that is hydraulic transfer method, manganese separation, froth production. So next fifth one is chemical methods. Chemical methods, or it is also called as leaching. Chemical methods or leaching. Okay, so you can also take chemical methods like chemical separation. Chemical methods or chemical separation or leaching. So leaching is a process where ore is separated from the gangue. Leaching is a process where ore is separated from the gangue by treating with a suitable chemical reagents. So the chemical reagents may be acids, bases, or other reagents. Okay, leaching is a process where ore is separated from the gangue by treating with a suitable chemical reagent. The chemical reagent may be acid, bases, or maybe other reagents, such that the ore is soluble in it. And so impurities remains insoluble. The insoluble impurities are removed by filtration. And the soluble ore particles are treated with again a suitable reagents. The soluble ore particles are treated with a suitable reagent which gets precipitated. Which gets precipitated. Which gets precipitated. The precipitated ore thus formed can be concentrated. The precipitated ore thus formed can be concentrated. This method is called as leaching or chemical suppression. Okay, what is leaching means? Understand? Okay, so leaching is a process where ore is separated from the gangue by treating with a suitable chemical reagents such as acid, bases or other reagents such that ore is soluble in it and impurities remains insoluble. The insoluble impurities remains undissolved or insoluble. The undissolved impurities or insoluble impurities are removed by filtration, whereas the soluble ore particles are again treated with a suitable chemical reagents thus gets precipitated. The ore thus precipitated can be concentrated. So this method is called as leaching. So next is leaching of alumina. Next is leaching of alumina. Leaching of alumina or bauxite ore. Leaching of alumina or bauxite ore. Leaching of alumina from bauxite ore. So this question has already asked in the annual examination for 3 marks so many times. Explain the leaching of bauxite ore. How is alumina separated from bauxite ore? By leaching or chemical suppression. Okay, in this question they have asked in different types. So one question, so chemical reaction not required. In bracket they will ask chemical reaction not required. So in some question paper they have asked write 3 methods. Write 3 methods to separate the alumina from bauxite ore by chemical suppression. Okay. Bauxite ore is the chief ore of alumina. Bauxite is the chief ore of alumina. Therefore, aluminium is extracted usually from bauxite ore because bauxite ore is the chief ore, that is important ore of alumina. Therefore, aluminium is extracted usually from bauxite ore. So, bauxite ore contains alumina Al2O3. Along with alumina, they contains impurities like silica, titanium dioxide, hematite ore, Fe2O3, etc. They contains silica, titanium dioxide, Fe2O3, etc. as impurities. So, chief ore of aluminum is bauxite ore. So, in that bauxite ore, it contains alumina. Along with alumina, they contain impurities like silica, titanium dioxide, TiO2, Fe2O3 as impurities. Okay. The powdered ore of alumina is digested with a concentrated solution of sodium hydroxide. The powdered ore of, that is bauxite ore, that is alumina, is digested with a dilute concentrated solution of sodium hydroxide heated at a temperature of 473 to 523 Kelvin. Heated at a temperature of 473 to 523 Kelvin under a pressure of 35 to 36 bar in an autoclave. The powdered ore of alumina is digested by using a suitable reagent, that is a dilute solution of sodium hydroxide heated at a temperature of 473 to 523 Kelvin under a pressure of 36 to 35 to 36 bar in an autoclave. Alumina gets leached to sodium aluminate. Alumina gets leached to sodium aluminate, and the infinite is silica gets leached to sodium silicate. The following chemical reaction takes place as follows. Al2O3 plus 2 NaOH plus 3 H2O aroma 473 to 523 Kelvin under 35 to 36 bar pressure. So alumina gets leached to sodium aluminate 2Na AlOH 4 times. This is sodium aluminate. Sodium aluminate. Okay. Oxygen 3 plus 2, 5 plus 3, 8. 4 to the 8. So this is the reaction. Al2O3 plus 2 NaOH plus 3 H2O aroma. You should have to mention the temperature. 473 to 523 Kelvin. Pressure is 335 to 36 bar pressure in an autoclave. So alumina gets leached to sodium aluminate and the silica gets leached to sodium silicate. Okay, Na2SiO3 plus H2O. This is sodium silicate. This is step 1. Okay, next step 2. Sodium aluminate formed is neutralized by passing carbon dioxide gas. Sodium aluminate formed is neutralized by passing carbon dioxide gas. So hydrated alumina is formed. Hydrated alumina is formed. The reaction takes place as follows. 2Na AlOH 4 times plus 2 CO2 gives rise to Al2O3 XH2O plus 2 NaHCO3. This is hydrated alumina. Hydrated alumina. This is step 2. Okay. Sodium aluminate formed is neutralized by passing through carbon dioxide gas. So hydrated alumina is formed along with sodium bicarbonate. 2NaAlOH 4 times plus 2 CO2 is rise to Al2O3 XH2O plus 2 NaHCO3. This is step 2. Step 3. Okay. The solution, the hydrated alumina, the solution of hydrated alumina is seeded by freshly prepared samples of alumina. The solution is seeded. The solution is seeded by adding freshly prepared samples of alumina. The solution is seeded by treating with freshly prepared samples of alumina. Next, the hydrated alumina obtained is heated at a temperature of 1470 Kelvin. Al2O3 XH2O hydrated alumina obtained is then heated at a temperature of 1470 Kelvin. So to form pure alumina. Al2O3 XH2O aroma temperature is 1470 Kelvin. So heated at a temperature of 1470 Kelvin. So hydrated alumina gets dehydrated to form pure alumina. This is the reaction. Okay. So you should have to write like this. Okay. The G4 of aluminum is bauxite Therefore, aluminum is usually extracted from bauxite ore. So the alumina, so the bauxite ore contains alumina and impurities such as silica, titanium dioxide, ferric oxide, etc. So they are removed by filtration. The solution of alumina is treated, is digested by a dilute solution of sodium hydroxide heated at a temperature of 473 to 523 Kelvin under a pressure of 35 to 36 bar in an autoclave. Alumina gets leached into sodium aluminate and silica. So two impurities gets leached to sodium silicate. This is the reaction. Al2O3 plus 2NaOH plus 3H2O gives us to 2NaAlOH 4 times, that is sodium aluminate. SiO2 plus 2NaOH gives us to Na2 SiO3 plus H2O. Second one, the solution of sodium aluminate obtained is neutralized by passing through carbon dioxide gas. So sodium aluminate gets precipitated as hydrated alumina. Gets precipitated as hydrated alumina. This is the reaction. 2NaAlOH 4 times plus 2CO2 gives us to, so Al2O3 XH2O plus 2 NaCO3 sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. The hydrated alumina obtained is then seeded by treating with freshly prepared samples of alumina. This is important. The hydrated alumina former is then seeded by treating with freshly prepared samples of alumina and heated at a temperature of 1470 Kelvin. Hydrated alumina gets dehydrated to form pure alumina. The reaction is Al2O3 XH2O, arrow mark 1470 Kelvin. Delta means heat, so gets so dehydrated to form Al2O3 plus XH2O. This is pure aluminum. So this is the procedure for writing, that is leaching of alumina from bauxite ore, that is by chemical suppression. So these three equations are compulsory. You should have to write with balanced chemical equation. So for this procedure, okay.